For almost 14 years, FCA has ministered to the sports teams of South Central Missouri and honored the athletes and coaches who model Christ in their arenas. Today, we catch up with some of those coaches and athletes who were awarded Athlete of the Year in the past decades.
FCA taught me a way to live my life continually. And so that's something that I really like to instill into my athletes now is that I want you to be this person and this athlete in practice, but it can't stop there. You're gonna have to carry it on throughout life.
Anytime something has that big of an impact on you, when you can step back and reflect and look at how one thing has impacted you from the time I was 14 years old, put me on the right path as a middle schooler to try to make the better decisions as I went through high school.
I would say FCA was always a strong, like I said, platform. It was a tool that helped equip me, encourage me, empower me in my walk, all the way from middle school, all the way from college.
Even though I'm not playing sports anymore, FCA still has a huge impact on me, and I'm carrying the things that I've learned through it, that it taught me. I'll carry them for the rest of my life.
Being a huddle coach was that opportunity, that push we needed.
Motivation.
Yeah.
Extra motivation.
And so, since then, we've found a church home. Our faith and relationship have grown much closer together.
Very much so.
In high school, it was, hey, I'm a part of FCA. I kind of started this, I'm a leader in this. And it gave me a reason to strive to be a better example. So when I got to college, it was kind of the same thing. How can I be an example to my teammates? And this is a great way to do it, to lay the foundation and to encourage them like, hey, I'm gonna conduct myself in this way, and I hope you guys will follow suit.
Kinsey was involved in FCA in Galena and won the Female Athlete of the Year in 2018. She went on to cheer at Pittsburgh State University and started an FCA chapter. Now at MSU in Springfield, she's cheering at the Division I level and shares how FCA has taught her to keep an overcoming mindset.
Ultimately, I think FCA really taught me how to face adversity no matter what the situation would be. We all face setbacks, we all face struggles, and FCA really just gave me the foundation that when those situations arise, it's to dive into prayer, dive into the Word, find that Christian community, find those people that are going to feed you with that positive you, speak words of life into you. Every situation I've faced, because of FCA, I've known how to face it through prayer and through Scripture and how to just keep that overcoming mindset that comes out of it. And I really think that's going to fuel me moving forward in the future, whether it's coaching or parenting or marriage, just knowing what those core values are and where to turn to when the going gets tough.
Christian Mitchell's dad directs all of South Central Missouri FCA. But Christian got involved in FCA in his own way, particularly leaning into the example set by his Blue Eye basketball coach, Kyle Turner. Christian won the Athlete of the Year in 2014 before going off to Kansas Wesleyan University and starting an FCA chapter at a school that's 80% athletes.
It blew my mind that I had this many athletes on campus and it was a Christian school and didn't have FCA. So honestly, I saw an opportunity. I really feel like God led me to that school, not only for basketball, but also to really help start FCA and plant the seed there and plant the flag. It's still a system and tool I can still plug into today. I can still reference, I can still go to. And that's what I love about FCA. It's literally like sports. It's got a game plan. It's, things to help you be successful. And I think for me, it's still applicable even now as I'm outside of it and just within my career, my family, my kids, and onward.
Coach Turner experienced FCA as an 8th grader, and it altered his life so that his own coaching philosophy is to remember that personal victories are more important than athletic ones. Coach Turner has helped students lead Blue Eyes FCA through incredible growth. He and his wife use FCA as a platform to lead kids to Christ.
We kind of got on the same page, and my wife viewed it as a mission field. What we were doing was really trying to impact people and impact kids through FCA and help lead them towards the bigger, our most important goal is to lead kids to Christ. And I've heard a lot more intelligent coaches than myself say, you really don't know how good you did until 5, 10, 20 years later when you see how your players became young men.
Coach Turner always did great with not only, it wasn't always just, about basketball. but it was also about the person, you know, about who you were becoming. Because I remember he was always telling us if we left and we were just great at sports, or it mattered more about who we were as men after we left, you know, as husbands, as fathers, other relationships. That was the most important thing.
Emma Moore used Crane's FCA chapter to keep her basketball career focused on glorifying God. Prayers before games and leaning into FCA's competitors' creed not only helped her deal with the pressure of competition, but even had an influence on her coach, Jeremy Mullins.
Well, first of all, I'll say we had a great coach who, you know, he always made us feel believed in. You know, he instilled confidence in us, which is the biggest, you know, the best thing a coach can do. But, you know, as far as our faith playing into the pressure that we felt, I remember reading personally the competitor's creed, also on the back of the FCA Bible, and I would do that before every game, just because it was such a good reminder. It's easy to get in your own head as an athlete, at least it was for me, and apply all this pressure to you and think that it's all on your shoulders. But that always helped me with the bigger picture of why we're playing. It talks about this in the creed, but I don't trust in my own strength, you know, I don't boast in my own abilities, but I trust in, you know, God's ability to work through me and His power working through me.
And to see their faith, not just Miss Emma, but the whole team. You know, their faith was their rock, and it just springboarded from there, and they taught me as much as I hopefully taught them, you know, teaching them about basketball. Well, they were teaching me how to be faithful. So that was a big blessing.
Wyatt Stevens started the FCA chapter at Galena High School and was South Central Missouri FCA's first Athlete of the Year in 2012. By taking the lead at FCA, it set him up for a track of spiritual leadership through college and beyond.
Being a freshman in high school when we kind of got this going, I was completely comfortable by the time I got to college to say, hey guys, let's do this Bible study, I'll lead it. And it was just, at that point, it wasn't anything new. There was no stress behind it. To be confident in that from 15, 16, 17 years old, and when you get to 21, 22, you're like, I got this, I know who I am, and I got God on my side.
The question often asked, is FCA as needed or relevant today as it was back in its founding? And the answer is, even more so. FCA is God's amazing, miraculous dream being fulfilled still to this day.